We'll do it again. I'll do it intro times 2.
Sucks.
What?
Like you said, I'm all
Hold
wires over here.
on. Check.
I'm super wire. Super wire. Live. We are live. And Yvette is listening. Where'd she go? She punched a button. Huh? Yes. No problem. No problem. And she's back. Live. From London. Yvette Franklin. I don't know where she went, but when she
What
went to
is
sign in,
happening? I
there
know. I
you
think
are.
what did it do? It was doing
Yes.
something. Ah. It was telling me
Yes.
that something wasn't live, and I think I know what it is. Right, keep talking. I'm coming right back.
No problem. You're back in. I'm back in. Yeah,
2
we're good.
seconds. Excellent. Yeah? Where are you?
I received a
This one.
notification that my Twitter account has been logged in from London.
Okay. That would be me.
My Twitter security
But then I don't
might have
know.
bonked you.
Hold
That's
on. This
great.
is the other one.
That's funny.
And what's this one? I can't find it. Hold on, hold on. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
What part about the like a live feed?
Yeah, like I lost my one.
Hmm.
Okay, forget it.
Hmm.
Let's just leave that right there.
It's always a process.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there, but it's all good. I think, do I have to do that?
I have your country shirt on today.
No, I just have a yellow one. It's just yellow.
We're Rasta.
Oh, yours. I thought you were talking about mine.
You you got the
No.
you got the red behind you and the green in the plant. It's perfect.
And the
It's
yellow. Yeah, I got it
it
all.
actually works in sequence as well.
Yay.
Green, gold, red.
There you go. Without even trying, huh?
Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green.
Here we go. I think I got it. Right, do the introduction while I sort this out.
Fabulous. While we sort out jumping online in so many places around the world, and for your viewing pleasure later, here we grow again. I'm Jonathan Linus in Texas, and Yvette Franklin out of London. My bestie, we get together and we share our best practices and what we've learned and what we're doing, and sometimes we just catch up and we share it with you. So here we grow again.
Yay! Yay!
But
Yeah, it's not working. Never mind.
it's Sunday.
Ta-da!
You know what's funny
Yeah,
is
totally. It is.
I was gonna jump on my computer and be on the computer for the stream, and my computer was working just Sunday slow, like it wasn't a work day.
Uh, Computer says no.
So maybe it's the network,
That's what we it says no.
which is all good. We always work it out. Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry I missed on Tuesday. I hadn't even told you, and I was painting a house and helping like the
Oh yes, I remember.
final
Yeah, yeah.
stages of a rehab that
Okay.
Raymond's got his guy working on a house, but his worker went to jail, and so he needed a worker, and I got a call. Hey,
His Go back to jail. That's very dramatic.
That was the story. The guy that was helping him
Okay.
out, I guess, most recently, got in a car
Yes.
crash, and I guess he had something going on, so he's not coming back for a while.
Okay. Oh
So,
wow. Okay.
job opening,
So lucky you were there
right place, right time. But it was a lot of
to the
hard work,
rescue.
and
Hmm.
I earned my money, and I for sure, you know, got to talk to the boss about a raise. It's hard work. No, but
Nice.
it was great to be active, and I don't know. I'll probably do that for another 2 or 3 weeks, and
Okay.
then go to the View, and then see what's up after that.
Nice. We
Okay.
are speaking of the view.
Yeah,
We will be in Croatia.
nice. So you're gonna go?
I know. Oh, for sure. Like, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. That'll be super fun. I'm looking forward to that one.
There's a group getting together
Okay, I'm
already.
gonna stop being distracted with this. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, now you've gone. Where
I
did you
am.
go?
I'm coming. Where am I? Ha!
I don't know.
Ha! There I'm back.
Legendary afternoon, Mama Lisa.
What's up, Mama Lisa in the house?
Legendary afternoon.
Legendary.
Yeah, so today what did I want to say? I wanted us to talk about something today, which I thought was quite good. Identity. I wanted you to talk about the 75 hard,
Mm.
but then as well as that, I wanted to talk a little bit about identity as well, because I remember us learning um through the ambassador program about, and it really stuck in my head about identity in terms of how you see yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and how depending on how you see yourself, that's really as much as you'll do, as much as you'll grow, as much as you'll input and show up in life is based on, this is how I see myself, which I thought was really interesting, and a recent experience I had of that identity thing, which I had to shift quite, but it wasn't that big a deal, but it did remind me of identity again, was in terms of work and busyness.
Mm-hmm.
So and I'd labeled myself a doer, like
Mm-hmm.
someone who's always got something to do. I'm always busy, I'm always engaged in something of some kind. And because I hadn't been working much, like I have some projects, I do the projects and it's done, and then I'm kind of just sat here going,
Mm-hmm.
and really uncomfortable with that lack of stuff to do. Um, Not just stuff to do. I have stuff to do, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
it's more work to do, because stuff to do is different from work to do. So I
Yeah.
have things that, I've um kind of plugged into my Bitcoin course, like I'm learning to trade again. I've plugged back into that course. I'm doing some comms work for Global Girl Project. I'm doing some comms work for Manhood Academy. So these different organizations that I'm either a board member of or I'm really connected to them. So I'm doing some
Mm-hmm.
volunteer, just lending my skills to stuff that they really need.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that's not part of the doing. I connected the doing to money work. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing and you're not getting paid, then it doesn't count of doing. That was my identity.
Right.
All right. So you can be busy doing all that stuff, but if you're not getting paid for it, in Yvette's mind, it's not doing it. It doesn't count.
Right.
Which is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. We have a lot of tie of how, like, what do you do for a living is
Yes.
the answer to the question that a lot of people tie their meaning to, you
Yes.
know. And
Yes.
if anything, I've gone through a big shift in that in the last year, because I don't uh, get super excited for the stuff that I do to make money, but I get super
Hmm.
excited for what I now do with my money. because the
Right.
you know the like it I went through a big shift, and it became more important to invest consistent amount of my money, a large amount of my
Mm-hmm.
money, but be focused on, if I have extra money, it's for investing, it's not for holding. And
Got it.
being taught, like growing up, save money, make a good living, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and but
Mm-hmm.
then live
They
below your
taught you
means.
that too
You know,
on the other side of the ocean.
yeah, we
Stop
talk the same way. They have the same schools.
it.
Um, but the big thing in that is I'm good at living below my means. Like, I can watch the amount of money
Mm-hmm.
that's coming in, and I can live below, that for a certain time, and then I have a pile of money that I usually go on a vacation with and make a memory and
Right.
an experience.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
if I, it's the, I don't know, I hit that, like the two most important times of your life are the moment you're born and the moment you figure out why. Um,
Yes.
I really feel like I felt uh, that moment in my life in the last year, and I need to make a passive income stream that supports me and my family so that my family can do what we want. And I'm
Right.
so focused on that. I can, it's that simple. There's no story about it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's just, when I go out and make money, if I'm dealing poker or delivering someone's groceries, or doing some kind of courier work, or this week I rehabbed a house. If I'm doing this work, these things I'm interested in for reasons of staying connected to certain industries and people, and learning. Um, but they're not,
Right.
like,
Uh-huh,
I don't
uh-huh.
own the, other than being a contractor of my time, I don't own the
Yeah.
business yet. I'm learning
Okay.
working in
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
else's business.
Right.
And that's, if I tie myself to, well, I work for somebody else, and that's the answer, to the question. I don't drive a
Mm-hmm,
lot of
mm-hmm.
passion from that. Like, I drive a lot of passion in figuring out
Right.
how to uh, pile up Bitcoin, trade Bitcoin, make Bitcoin, create Bitcoin, do anything that will bring in little
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
coins of future, value, and hold them, and
Yeah.
bigger pile. That gets me excited right now. Um, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
funding
Yeah.
another school in Guatemala and going down and building another school, that gets me excited right now. So
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if somebody
Yeah.
says, "What do you do?" Um, I might ask them, "What do you mean? What do I do, in the sense of work or whatever?" Like, I do a lot of things. So,
Ah, that was going to be my next question. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I want to answer that
Mm-hmm,
question
mm-hmm.
honestly for people, but I don't define myself by that question if they're looking to do that. So my
Yes.
healthy conversation around that is, well, I do these things, day to day, and I take
Mm-hmm,
that money
mm-hmm.
and my resources and I spend my time doing this. If you want to talk about me, we're going to talk about cryptocurrency, and the market being incredibly coiled for a big shot up and a big shot down, and who knows when things go up and down. But I like to talk about those
Mm-hmm,
things,
mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
um, then, gosh, if I make money, I just want to make more schools. Like, if I come up on too much money, catch me in, like now I'm planning to go in November over Thanksgiving, uh,
Mm-hmm.
to build a school. And
Excellent.
so that'll be my third one this year. Like, I'm pretty passionate about it.
Amazing. Definitely. Definitely.
But
That is
that's my
amazing.
answer, and I really need to
Yeah.
craft my my why, and uh, my passion that I can share with people in a sentence or two. I really need to
Okay.
craft that again, just polish
Have
it
you
again.
read not even just read it, but it has a whole exercise stuff that you do with it. Is it Start with Why?
By Simon
Simon
Sinek.
Sinek? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good one because it has a workbook process to it that you
Mm-hmm.
can do with a partner,
Mm-hmm.
with an accountability partner, and you do it together. And that I found that to be a really good resource to craft that kind of thing. I don't buy into the. Well, excuse me, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
Run and jump. Someone, we have a guest.
So
We have a surprise guest.
I'm coming. So it just occurred to me, like about that whole why thing, why I found that interesting, the Simon Sinek way of it,
Mm-hmm.
because I only learned all this stuff because we were in the network marketing industry.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for that, I would not have. I would have done a bit of personal development because my mum is really into more spirituality than personal development, but that's
Mm-hmm.
still, I'd be developing. My development would have been based on spirituality rather than financial or
Mm-hmm.
vision or growth or the other things that come with kind of being part of the network marketing industry. But the thing that used to like wind me up, like frustrate me, was the whole, if your why doesn't make you cry,
Mm-hmm.
then it's not big enough.
Right.
And every time someone said that, I'd be like, oh, shut the fuck up. Because it didn't. Because at the end of the day, when I first joined network marketing and I was watching that presentation and I was sitting there and, I was starting to dream about what I could do, I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't dreaming about helping people or serving people. I was dreaming about being debt free,
Uh-huh.
having more money to buy more stuff.
Uh-huh.
In fact, it was the other way around. I was dreaming about having more money to buy more stuff, and then the debt free came afterwards when I started to think about it more logically. But really, my why
Right.
was more money to buy more stuff. So,
Right.
like
I want to. I want to
the
spend
why
more, so I
making
need
me
to make
cry
more.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. So the why making me cry stuff I felt was
Mm-hmm.
was not true for everybody, and
Mm-hmm.
and not everybody's motivated in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, yeah, so I really never subscribed to that 100%, that
It's
that was the only way to motivate me.
it's funny. I had somebody else say the same thing on a different call earlier today, um, and
Oh wow.
they were
That's crazy.
they said something really similar. Hey, if you've been around circles that we've been around, you've probably heard a bunch of people say if the
Yeah,
pie doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. And
yeah,
then they said, and I'm not really 100% with that either. And the
yeah.
the the way that I read that is because I've heard it twice today is funny. Um, everybody's where they're at. Like, and I'm the meet people where they're
Yes,
at guy. If you're gonna quote me about something, it's probably because
yeah,
I shared some
absolutely.
kind of story about, like, this is what was happening, and the secret sauce or the bridge that was built that created the communication that got us working
Hmm.
together is because somebody, uh, usually somebody chooses to listen instead of coming into a situation saying, "Hey, I got a bunch of ideas." Like before that
Right.
really great moment of having a bunch of ideas, it's really important to listen. And going down to Guatemala and building schools, one of the big takeaways is before you come down and be like, "Hey, I do construction and I do things, and maybe I can help build something extra than the school." Before we talk about anything that you do, like, it'd be really cool if you just listen, because
Mm.
like we could tell you what we need because we know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and we're not
yeah,
stupid.
yeah,
And when you reach
yeah.
every, like, the one of the great, I mean, it's the great part of the Peace Corps. It's the great part of like church programs and missions that go places. But the when things really work, I've really learned that it's because the people don't go and say, "Hey, we're here to build a water well and give you water." They go and they say,
Hmm.
"Hey, we're here.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need
How could
help
we?
with?"
Yeah.
And then they
Yes.
shut up, and
Hmm.
they
Yeah.
and the the people, like you, like to tie into identity, like if you're already
Mhm.
down
Mhm.
there, you're already doing something special because you're giving time and maybe resources to do something.
Yes.
um,
Mhm. Mhm.
but like I've become my big piece of my identity has become this project that I met, that I love these people and I want to do more of it, and if I find something more beautiful to spend my time doing, I'll get excited about telling people that. But it
Right.
is, there is something in the, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. I think it's boiled down too simply in that statement. But like if you
Mm.
can't get worked up enough to get mad and get busy about
Mhm. Mhm.
something, for something,
Yeah. Mhm.
then
Mhm.
it feels like that spot you were talking about a few minutes ago, where it's like I
Mm.
was doing this and then I was in between contracts and jobs and projects, and it was like, who am I? Like that's,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I am not really good anymore at defining myself that way, because gosh, I do
Mhm.
so many
Mhm.
different things and I change, and it's, I'm the guy that's like, well, so what you're saying is I can't have the time off? Well, I'd rather take the time off and get fired and find another job than to stay here.
Yeah.
So I'm the guy that's done that a lot. And
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Mhm.
oof, I'm not even going to turn around at the culture or the community anytime soon and apologize for that, because
Mhm. Yeah.
it's led to a really fun, I've learned a lot of different things. I've challenged myself to uh, have been doing one thing and then I take a nice 2 to 4 to 6 week vacation or something in my life. I've done
Mhm.
so many
Mhm.
times, and or just up and move 2 weeks later because I find a job someplace else in the country,
Yeah.
and
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm open to those type of experiences and changes. And so now I can't even, I'm not even defined by an industry or a career other than the gig industry that I can work through my phone and stay bossless.
Right.
I'm the
Mhm.
boss.
Mhm.
I'm
You're the boss.
the
Jonathan's the
identity.
boss.
The identity is I'm the boss. Like
I'm the boss.
me
Yeah.
dicen el
Yeah. Yeah.
güero cuando estoy
Yeah.
caminando en la calle.
Muy bien. Muy bien. Me encanta. Yeah.
Viene
I
el
totally
güero,
relate to that.
el
I think
güero.
the I think the thing I think the thing is that I don't relate to is I don't relate to the struggle and pain aspect of it, right? Because
Hmm.
I feel like motivation for me comes from a different kind of excitement than a crying suffrage excitement. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? So I think that's the aspect of it. Um, because if I'm gonna cry, I'm just gonna it's a release of energy thing. It's not a oh let's go and do
Right.
something energy. So I guess that's why I don't relate to it because it's because I'm not motivated by that energy of
I,
struggle and suffrage.
yeah.
I'm just not.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna
So
say. I was gonna say. Ooh, there's actually a conversation about your associations with crying that is under all
yes,
this.
yes, absolutely,
That I just
absolutely.
saw.
Yeah, 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 probably.
Because
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for
because
sure.
because crying can be happy, crying can be joyful, crying, like I all the time see things and I'm just like, I'm crying, that is
Yeah,
so
I do
beautiful.
joy tears. I totally get joy tears. Definitely. Yeah,
Right.
I
And
definitely get joy tears. Yeah.
like I know that at almost any moment, if someone gives me the space and I, you know, build the space between me and somebody, I can get into uh like the bottle school mission and like why people should be buying more and more Bitcoin now.
Hmm.
I can get into those
Yeah.
two conversations deep enough to like get people teary and tear myself. Not
Hmm.
not because it's happy or sad, but because it's so like there's only right now, and I realize it, and I'm not. I'm not in my $150,000 a year job anymore, and so I'm not bringing in money where I would be like, wow, if I'm
Mm-hmm,
bringing in $12,000 a month, it'd be easy to divert six to investments, which I'm, you know, maybe doing 500 or 1,000, and
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
but that's growing all the time. But the thing I heard Ed Milet say this week, and he was real stern about it
mm.
because he's a real stern
Really
dude.
like him. I
Um,
like him. Yeah, yeah. I like
he's
his Violet.
super bodybuilding manly man, and I like him for his
Yes,
energy
tough
too.
guy, manly man.
Totally, like
Yes,
I want to be on his team.
definitely.
I'm behind him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But he does have. I think the thing I love about he is this manly man, but
Hmm.
he does like have an authentic vulnerability at the same time,
Hmm.
and they live side
Hmm.
by side, and I really like that. Yeah, I really like
He says like the he says I'm really big and I probably hurt people if we get in a fight. The first thing I'm gonna do if there's gonna be a fight is I'm gonna run away. He said I'm not gonna fight
that.
anybody. he's like he's like I'm gonna if the fight is happening I'm gonna just do enough to get away to run away because the best thing I can do is run away and
Yeah,
just not have this happen.
just leave
And
before I. Oh wow.
you
So what
know
was he saying? I interrupted the point you were about to make about
the
what he said.
let me get back in it what he was saying. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
he was
yeah.
saying oh man what was I saying right before that because it was a good one too. Um, we were talking about
We're talking about wise identity buying.
um, his I'll have to find it in the circling around back to it. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, it'll
his
come. It'll come.
yeah, I mean one of his main. It's not exactly what I was gonna say, but I remember the piece that I was watching. Dang it! It'll be right back.
Sorry, that's my fault for interrupting you.
No, not even, not even. What's funny is we should have it on. If I had the other streams up, I could go back and forth, but I didn't
Ah,
because I had my
ah.
computer
Can
be
you
slow.
know, like if you had it, if you like, I know there'd be a delay, and you'd probably hear it in the delay, but would you be able to go back?
I feel, I feel like you can go backwards on
Because it's
Twitch.
live.
I think you can
Oh,
catch
even
it
though
as
it's live, you can still.
mhm,
Oh, okay, we'll have to test
like
that theory out.
just a minute. I don't know, maybe
Yeah,
if not.
yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
Ed Milet had something, and he let us know. And
Okay.
this
Well,
was because he
while
was
you
big and
remember
strong.
Ed Milet, while you remember Mr. Manly Man, I love him
Hmm.
so much. While you remember what he was saying,
Hmm.
my circling back for me, identity wise, was not so much about identity, but how I chose to look at the situation I was in right now,
Hmm.
which was to um, just embrace and and live in a very intentional state of gratitude for,
Hmm.
okay, when you have the work and you have the project to do them and do
Right.
good work and be grateful for that. And then when you don't have them, do the other stuff that you enjoy doing,
Right.
like the charity things, the fundraising things, the personal development things, these podcasts, you
Hmm.
know, and appreciate and again being intentionally in gratitude about those things.
Hmm.
And I think coming from that place has, I feel a lot less pressure about the
Right.
work element. And I don't know if it shifted my identity of it completely, but it definitely doesn't have like the stressful stronghold that it had
Hmm.
in the past. So that was an interesting shift for me, identity wise.
Right. Like I'm in an identity shift. big time. Um,
Mm.
One of the things that came up a long while back, I saw. Um, I want to say his name, Stedman Graham. Do you know
Okay.
Stedman Graham? He is partners with Oprah Winfrey. They've been
Oh yes, 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 yes.
they've
Right.
been together for 30 years or whatever, and
Yeah, forever. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's he is a big tall guy that came from
Mhm.
a real humble beginning, and his whoever it was, if it was his mom or if it was his like just a couple people. I mean, he was uh, black before black was cool, and it wasn't a easy place to come from. And the
Mhm.
he told somebody he was going to be a attorney or something, and when somebody asked him, "What are you going to be when you grow up?" and it was a big lesson in identity. His book, I believe, is just called Identity, and he
Okay.
talks about like you carry your passport to say which country you're from, and this like identifies who you are. And his leave behind
Mhm.
from that talk, that event, if you kind of got up close and you asked him for one, he carried what looked like a blue American passport, but it said identity on it instead of passport. And he would give it to people and say, "You write in here who you are,
Mm.
and that's who you are." And you like carry it, like understand that your
Nice.
identity is that important. It's as big a badge, and you give this one to yourself, and everybody is going to
Yeah.
want to strip you of your identity or tell you who you are. But in the end, the only person that can tell you who you are is you. It's a real power, but we get taught not to
Mm.
use it. And he gave a great keynote, speech that I heard a couple times. But that was really powerful in the sense of, uh, you know, Colonel Sanders didn't make all his chicken millions until he was 72 years old, and everybody
Mm.
doesn't necessarily win at 27. You know,
Yeah.
it's the people honestly that stick out. Like if you tell people who you are and then you stick it out long enough, you just end up proving them all wrong. But it's the don't quit. It's the perseverance that is really the glue to everything. So be whatever you want.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to do that, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's
Be
hard.
whatever
It's
you
hard
want.
speech,
Exactly. Yeah.
and I know it's a hard topic. I can say these words, and at the same time, I delivered 4 people's groceries this morning to make money, to make
Mhm.
more Bitcoin, to make future easier for me and my family. Um,
Yeah.
I think that's a
Mhm.
good route. Uh, if only people buy it and hold it and never let it go. And then whatever the
Yeah.
price is later, just buy
Yeah.
more and never let it go until that changes when things are less volatile than they are now. But until then, just buy it and don't let it
Right.
go. Um,
Mm.
and if you
Mhm.
can learn like what you're learning to trade and put a piece on the line and double it, or
Yeah.
that's another uh,
That's the plan.
that's another stream to increase the pile. You know what I mean? Once you have it, trade it and make it
Yeah.
bigger, but
Exactly.
don't ever let it go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can't explain that, to the tune of being an economic scientist, but I know that's really important right now. And I know that I want to just build schools. If I could get paid to build schools, believe me, I will find a way to make it happen. And where did that go? But if I could get paid to build schools, I would just build schools. Um, I would employ many others so that we could all do that together. And it's really not a project where you get paid unless you work right in the middle of your project. Like move to Guatemala and live there and make a wage doing something that way. Um, but much more exciting would be fund 10 or 20 or 100 schools at a time and watch the communities come out of the woodworks and come together, and schools popping up all over Guatemala. Where else can we go? Doesn't have to be just there, you know? Doesn't have to be just there. Could be anywhere. We could go
I'm
to so
back.
many places. We could go to so many places.
Yay!
We could do it
Where
wherever
we
we
going? Where we
wanted.
going?
I was ranting
Where
on
we
the
going? Where we going?
bottle school project. Just
Oh,
like
amazing.
your identity is so tied to like how you make money in the conversation that the world
Yeah.
teaches us to
Hmm.
have, because that keeps you
Yes.
like focused on having a job, and uh like if you don't have
Right.
one, then you got to go get one, another one, to feel like you're somebody again. And I really think that that's awesome.
Mm,
I think it's awesome that we learned that, but I just don't buy into that anymore. um my
right.
job is not my identity. I am Jonathan Patrick Linus, and I build schools. I don't have to answer the question with, I carry people's groceries to their front door and knock on it. But I do that for money because I'm like, I'd like to do easy stuff and get in and get out and work when I want to. And that's something that I can do that way. Like, somebody wants to chide me down for, that's how I choose to make my money and stuff. That's cool, but that conversation is going to go real short. I can't, I lost your sound. I lost your sound. Microphone.
This is not doing well for me today, is it?
That's it. You got it
Okay.
back.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh my giddy aunt.
And but I
That was
used to
fun.
even feel bad because the community and the school system, and I'm not blaming or even
Mm.
coming down on anything right
No,
now. I'm just
it
being
is. It
honest.
is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is what it is. That's what. You
I
know,
was
I
taught
saw
to.
my first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you taught to do that. I saw my first network marketing company, which I joined in 2010, I think.
Hmm. Hmm.
2009. No, maybe 2009 actually. Yeah, I think it was 2009. And before then, I literally, because I'd had a job, and then I realized I wasn't cut out to be a like a proper employee. So I discovered I could be freelance. I could work
Yes,
contracts. I could be a contractor,
it's
and I
legal,
liked being a contractor because I was in and out. You know, I'd go in, do the job, see ya.
right?
You
Pay
know,
me,
there's only
cash
so
in
many
hand.
cups of tea. Yeah, I don't care about your dog and your kids and have to drink countless amounts of cups of tea. It was just not my thing.
Yeah,
So
I'm into
learning
this.
that there were other ways of making money was the beginning of it. It was my first step, you know, to being open to discovering other ways because there are other ways, but that was the first
Yeah,
other way that I learned was, you
yeah,
know, have a product, sell a product, build a team of people who also sell products and make
right.
money off what you do and off what they do. And I was like,
And what
what?
you
That
help them do,
exists?
like you can work together, you can combine
Yeah,
resources and time.
exactly.
And
Combine resources, combine time, you know, all that stuff. So
so,
that was pretty amazing.
here's a
Yeah, to learn that. And then, like I said, that was the beginning of my education.
So I got a pop-up question, and I feel like it's a good one. You could look deeper at it, like a psychological assessment question. Um,
Yeah.
but
Okay, hit me.
just follow the leader. Um, what
Okay.
so when you're given a group assignment in school, like junior high, high school,
Yeah.
when you actually have to do like a group assignment and present everything to the class, um, which person are you? Like there's the person that like takes
Yeah.
control and makes it all about themselves. There's the person that doesn't do anything, but they get credit for it because the group gets credit. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
there's the
yeah.
person that there's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
person that
yeah.
drags people down. There's the person that comes in last minute and just
Yeah,
helps, but it's
yeah.
only last minute. There's the person that like does everything, but is really not even paying attention. Like, do you feel me? Like, what dynamic? What person are you in the group dynamic?
Oh, I
Because
think that's me. I think I think I'm the one that just does stuff, but I'm not really engaged with it. I'm just kind of doing it because we're at school and that's what I'm supposed to do. That
uh
yeah,
huh,
I'm that person. I'm not.
and
I was never the one to lead. I was never the one that thought it was that important. I was like, yeah, is this what we have to do? Okay, I'll do it.
because
Minimum effort. That was me.
there's usually a person that like can't stand it that everyone's not doing enough, so they make sure that it's done,
Ah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah,
basically tell the
yeah,
teacher, yeah, everybody did equal amounts and everybody should get credit, but it's like that one person did the A work and everyone else is like,
yeah,
what
yeah,
she
yeah,
said.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
just there.
I'm,
What she said.
I got lucky, I'm in that group. Yeah. And but then there's like a group, because think about the class dynamic. Not every class group is balanced with a leader and somebody that's going to mess around.
Yeah, of course
Like,
not. No,
some
not
group
at
gets
all. Yeah,
four
yeah,
people
yeah.
that
It's
only mess
quite
around,
random. Yeah, yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. That's interesting.
uh, like when I'm the only one.
I never messed around at school. My mum was like, I was scared of my mum as a child, right? So, like, I
Scared of
never
your mom
messed
said,
about at
hey,
school. I never get. I never got in trouble at school. I never got into fights. It was like, no, 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 like nothing. I never got into anything. And even like now, when my son asks, "Oh, mummy, did you ever do? I don't know. Did you ever skip school?" I just look at him and say, "Have you met your grandmother?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't do that." I'm like, "Yeah, there you go." Like, no,
you just,
no.
he knows who you are.
Yeah, no. Like she was the kind of mother
Does
that
he
if
skip school yet?
I did, I have no idea. If he does, he's never said and he's getting away with it.
Good. That's how it should be.
But she was the kind of mother that was like, if I did bad in school, like if say my maths wasn't doing very well, she would go into school in the teacher parents meeting and ask the teacher why I'm not being taught in a way that I could understand it and do better. That parent.
Trying to hold
Scary.
them
She
accountable.
was scary. Yeah,
Why are
basically,
you
if I
not
even
teaching my
knew what
kid?
that word was. But yeah. Yeah,
I could
exactly. I'm like, okay,
I could
they
see
must have
that. I
hated
mean,
her.
she's a your mom has been nothing but a sweetheart
Yeah, she's feisty.
in the transactions that I've had, but I can just see her uh she's like a leopard, but she's not like lounging in the sun. She's like, if you come close enough, I will eat you.
Yeah,
She's like
yeah,
she's
I
ready to jump.
pounce. Yeah, I'm in the ready to pounce at all times. Yes, 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 yes.
That
Really. And
I
being
mean, I'm being
English, she's
honest.
very passive aggressive. Like she's very, very
I
passive
said
aggressive,
that in
like
a way that
really
I could
passive
proudly.
aggressive.
Yeah, yeah, right. I said that in a way that I could proudly say that to her too, if I had to.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I
I
think
could I,
that's a very fair assessment.
I could repeat those words without being so
Yeah,
scared.
yeah, yeah. So if you had to say, I would ask you a question now. If you had to say, if someone came to you and they were like, Jonathan, in terms of me wanting to make a change in my life, and I've listened to what you guys were talking about today about identity and how my identity basically is like it's like the anchor, isn't it? It's the leverage of what I decide to do, or how much of it I decide to do, who I decide to be, how I decide to show up.
Right.
Um, how can I be aware of that and change it? What would you say to them?
So Well, can I ask you a question first? So,
Yeah.
how do you answer the question, "Who are you?" If someone is just
Ah.
if you're talking to people and you're
Hmm.
close enough and it's not a weird question, like how would you answer the question to yourself? Who are you?
Yeah. Who am I? Hmm. Oh, it's a whole like long. It's like a list of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a list of stuff. Yeah. It's a list of stuff. I'm not just like one thing. I'm a mother. I'm a black woman. I'm a learner. I'm a leader. I'm curious. I'm a what now? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business consultant.
Hmm.
I'm a board member. So it's like a list of
Right,
things. It's not like a I'm
right.
a duh. Yeah.
I know.
Which means to
And
me that my identity has become over time quite fluid
yeah,
because because of my experiences, I suppose. Because my experience hasn't been, oh, I'm a doctor,
right.
you know. My experience has been I've done lots of different jobs, had lots of
Hmm.
different things, lots of different experiences, lots lived in different countries. So it's quite a fluid thing
Hmm.
for me.
Like at the beginning of the when you went to answer, you said, "I'm a mother. I'm a black woman. I'm a learner. I'm a leader." Um,
Hmm.
like just looking at that, like as it came first, that's the first info out, and then you thought,
Hmm.
and you paused, and then you went business owner, board member. Um, but if you look at the first
Yeah,
level,
yeah.
what came out, um,
Hmm.
so if this is this is who you always are, this is what you can't change, this is who you are. Um, things
Hmm.
built around harnessing the energy of that, like you're a learner, you're a leader, you're a black woman, you're a mother, harness like
Hmm.
aligning with those four
Hmm.
words right there, that's you'll always be happy with the outcome
Hmm.
because you're either going to be learning and double 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 across the learning path, and at least you're learning, you're going the right direction.
Yes.
Or you're in your spot,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
like you're in your spot right there. Like think about when you're at the
Mm.
events as an ambassador. You're a mother, you're a black woman, you're a learner, you're a leader, like you're all those things while you're there, and you're free to
Yeah,
be the
yeah,
mom if
for sure.
if you
Yeah.
need to take a phone call. You have it worked out, so you can, hey, cover me, I got to take this call, and then you be right back, and you don't have to sacrifice any of those
Hmm.
things when you're in that spot. So you love to be in that spot. So
Yes.
you like going to
Mm.
that. That's
Yeah, I
like
like
the,
that. That's a great answer.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And
Yeah,
you'll
definitely. I like that.
you'll thrive, just as you as one example, you'll thrive when you stay true to saying yes to those things and no to the other things, because
Mm.
it's no, I'm not a coworker in a cubicle, because the mother, leader,
Right.
learner person isn't, they're not learning enough there. You just want me to do one thing. I want to be a leader,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
the leader person comes in and talks to the cubicle people. I want to be that person. Like, so
Yeah.
that's my job. My job isn't the cubicle one. My job is the office one. They come out and bark at the cubicle people. That's the leader here. That's where I'd
Mm.
have to learn
Hmm.
to be the role to do it, so you would be challenged, so you stay happy, because we need, like, you, the reason that I think you weren't thrilled to be between jobs or whatever is because you didn't have the thing to look forward to or learn or have to get done.
Mm. Yeah. 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 Or have to get done. Yeah, for sure.
that's so
Yeah.
important. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
if
Yeah. Hmm.
like something like there's
Yeah.
like
And I think
domains.
also the stuff that I'm doing, like for example, when I'm doing stuff for Global Girl Project or Manhood Academy,
Hmm.
it's all stuff that's really easy for me to do. Like I know how to do them. That's why I volunteer my time to do them. They're like it's in my skill set to do it
And
because
you
I've
enjoy it.
learned not to do. Yeah, I love do because it's simple.
Yeah.
It's like, and I feel valuable doing it because it means a lot to their organization that I
Hmm.
give this skill that for me is like, yeah, whatever, I can do that, like that done,
Right.
so it's not so much the work that I'm doing, it's more that I understand the value to the organization
Right.
that the work is doing. Because if it was just the work on its own, I'd just be bored out of my mind. Because, like you said,
Right.
there's no challenge there. I'm not learning anything new. I'm not doing anything different, but I'm doing it because I understand the value that doing it gives to these organizations.
Yeah, and then it becomes a different labor of love type activity,
Yes,
and that's like
exactly,
there's something in
exactly,
the if your
exactly.
why doesn't
That
make you
makes
cry.
sense.
But there's more in the find
Mm.
what you truly love and you'll never work another day in your life. There's more in
That
that.
I totally love. There's more in
You know
that.
what I
I
mean?
believe. Yeah, I like that.
Like
Definitely,
that to
definitely.
me is
Yeah, yeah.
the one that says it better, because
Yes, I think so.
if I don't like asking people for money and them saying no. It's not it doesn't make me feel the chemically best, like with the fact that they're going to say
Mm.
no and I just have to deal with it and then go ask somebody else and be stoked that the last person said no, but be happy and get the money from the next person because that's my job. And
Right.
so I've done a
Yeah.
lot of jobs where you ask people for money.
Okay.
um, but if like the bottle school, to get a school made, there
Mm.
needs to be a pile of $28,000 to pay for the materials. So if that's the case, I can't build another one until
Yeah.
there's a pile of money. And I like building schools so much that I'll go ask
Mm-hmm.
people over and over and over and over for money, and 90% of them will say no. But in the end, we'll get the money for another school because I ask enough people. And that's,
Right.
I get past the
That's
fact that I
cool.
don't even like doing this. Who likes asking people for money and having them say no? Nobody. But that's what the project needs,
Mm-hmm.
is like
Nobody.
nobody does. Like nobody
Yes.
will say this is I get up every day and I love to be told no, so I go ask people for money. Nobody says that. But we do it for jobs because it's the job, or we do it for things that we really want,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know. And I know that
Yes.
people
All
will
that we see
support.
the value of. It's yeah.
It's worth it. And then but I'll get myself
Yeah.
through. And this is, I think, the connection to the you find your thing uh, that you love and it's not work anymore, but that it'll connect the why make you cry part, because I truly need these schools to be
Yeah.
built, like for my little piece of my legacy to be like
Yes.
it's not my fault that my family didn't leave behind like a fortune or passive income or a business to make it easy for us, but it's my responsibility to make sure that I do. And
Yeah,
in the
because
same
you have the means to, and that's what. And I think if you have the means to, then you should do that. Absolutely.
and it's
You're
not
in
my
a
fault.
situation you can create that.
Yeah, like it's also not my fault that the United States companies like Dole Banana Company and sugar whatever plantations, it's not my fault that they've gone to Guatemala and Haiti and Dominican Republic and just taken all the land and made it government
Yeah.
company land, so that 5 families get to be rich in the country, and we get to export uh, all the fruit and stuff that we need at slave wages. Um, it's not my fault, but that did happen. Like, I can go to the news and I know that these companies went down and made deals with some powerful people, and now 95% of the country remains really, really poor in all these places. It's not my
Yeah.
fault, but I can make it my responsibility to leave behind
Mm-hmm.
some kind of legacy that the area has more access to education, because I do think that that's the first thing they
That is
need,
beyond that. Yeah.
you know? And I've built 4 schools.
Yeah.
But if I
That's
didn't build
awesome.
4 schools, there'd be 4 less.
Um,
I want to get it to 10. I
Amazing.
want to get it to 100 a year, but it
Yeah. And
takes,
that's huge.
it takes uh,
Yeah.
continuing to build 1 or 2 or 3 when the times are hard. And right now the times are hard. So I want to build them now even
Yeah.
more than
That's
when
but
the times are
I'm
easy.
really I'm yeah,
But
absolutely.
this,
Really in awe of that project has continued and is still going, and that that it didn't stop is just such a it's such a wonderful what's the word I'm looking for, like it's just a wonderful like look human spirit, and what do when we get together and
yeah,
for something bigger than just us and our lives, which is really amazing, really
and
amazing.
it's
But on that note, I have to remember to I'm doing a fundraiser
mhm.
October. It says right there, positivity podcast.
Okay.
I love that. Never do anything easy, Yvette. Positively positive podcast. Positively on Thursday, October the 7th. And I
Just,
and I've got like just different people from different parts of the world. We're gonna do there are people that do podcasts that share really positive content with the world. And the idea is
nice.
that they on the I think we start at like 8 o'clock in the morning, or 9 o'clock in the morning, my time, so London time. And I have at the moment I have maybe have like 6 or 7 people who are going to share positive content, and the idea
Nice.
is to just put some good stuff in the world, some good vibes,
Yeah.
some good energy, some positive things. They all talk about different things, about sport, about personal development, about changing their community, or do different kinds of work, and just put it out at the same time, raise £1,000 throughout the day for Global Girl Project. And £1,000 is not a lot of
Nice.
money, so I figure we could do that too.
Beautiful.
That's my plan.
I like it.
That's my plan. So we're gonna do that.
I'm all for it.
Yay!
All for it.
Yay for that. So that's the next thing. But we will be back on Thursday because we spent the whole hour talking about identity. So I think on Tuesday, sorry, not Thursday, Tuesday, you should talk to us about 75 Hard because I'm really interested in learning more about that,
Yeah, cool. We'd do it.
about going hard.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
And on that note, end our broadcast. Hope you get some value out of it. But even if you don't, it's okay because we do for our
We have
own
fun.
selfish reasons. We have fun. So, and if you're watching the recording, leave comments and share and like all that stuff.
Yeah. Till the
Yay!
next
Ciao,
one.
ciao.
All right.